Hello, hello. Welcome to another collective reading. Unfortunately, I was in the midst of a collective reading and my phone storage went out on me. Stopped the recording altogether. So disappointing. So, maybe that reading wasn't supposed to go out. So that's, everything for a reason. So here we are again. Luckily, it is still sunny out where I am. It is 8 o'clock and the sun is still out. Isn't that amazing? Probably soon I'll have to turn on the light. I think the sun sets at 8:13 or something like that. These readings usually last anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. So don't be alarmed when you see the light, or if you see the light turn on. That's just because the sun is gone. Welcome to another collective reading. This is July 22nd, 2026. However, this is in fact a timeless reading. Anytime that you come upon this, I pray that it is for you, that you are able to glean some insight from it, that it resonates. It doesn't have to be on July 22nd, 2026. It can be July 22nd, 2027. Or if we don't think that time is linear, or if it's real, it can be 100 years ago. However you think about time, this is in fact timeless. For as long as YouTube lives, so will this video, as long as it doesn't get taken down. Luckily, we are using the Rider-Waite-Smith, the traditional tarot deck. So even though, oh wait, there are naked people. Oh no. Anyways, I got to think about that another time. I'm going to cover up the naked people. I've just been showing naked people. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. So far, you have the Eight of Swords, Ace of Cups. We're trying to get one more card, see if one pops out. The Moon. Let's finish the rest of the shuffle. That would be sacrilegious if we didn't. Okay. Definitely. We are going through a process. Did I thank you for your time and attention and your presence? If I didn't, thank you. Sorry if I didn't mention that. You could have been anywhere else in the world using your time for anything, but you're choosing to sit here and watch with me today, and that means so much. Thank you so much. So let's get into the reading now. We pulled, and what jumped was the Eight of Swords. So I wonder if collectively, I think a lot of us are fearful. The way that our world is shaped, the way that our world is currently running, there is a lot of fear. However, the Eight of Swords kind of lets us know that these are perceived fears. Fears of anxiety, not the fear of anxiety, but fears that bring anxiety. But these fears might not actually be real. It feels real. The way that the brain perceives like real physical threats and emotional threats is the same way. The way you think about a past toxic relationship is the same way you think about if a bear is coming to attack you. Do you choose the man or the bear? Anyways, that's a completely different thing. Those do bring both certain levels of fear. Come on, stay focused now. Man or the bear. Come on, girl. But these are perceived fears. I wonder if these fears are things that have been like swirling around in your head, thoughts that you continually go back to. Our neuroplasticity dictates the way in which we see the world, the way in which we think, the way in which we operate. And if we think enough negative thoughts, if we have enough fears and we keep on replaying those over and over in the mind, it eventually creates a groove in the brain in which the neurons in our brain continue to spark in that negative trajectory. So things that could be not real fears, but perceived or thought of, can end up seeming very real. And I think that is supported. Remember that this is the you position. This is this energy surrounding. And you have the moon. The moon does bring a certain type of illusion. So I think these two are kind of like working together, not to your best benefit. Also on the moon card, you have a domesticated dog and a wolf. So that's also calling us to look at the conscious and the unconscious, the wild self versus the domesticated self. The moon, again, brings some type of illusion, a little fogginess. Although moonlight is beautiful, not everything is fully... me personally, I still get pimples. I'm 35 years old. I love moonlight. For that reason. It's not going to show, everything is not going to show up in the moonlight. You're not going to see everything. Especially if it's a new moon. The new moon is dark. So I wonder if there's a little bit of illusion going on. But you also have the Ace of Cups over here. You also have the Ace of Cups, and that is showing that there is some type of new emotional beginning that's being asked to be recognized. Ten of Wands. There's some type of new emotional beginning that is asked to be recognized. And I wonder if you're kind of like in that flipped out. I wonder if you're kind of in this Four of Cups energy, where the divine is handing you down this cup and you're not seeing it, you're not aware of it. Or if you are seeing it, you're not taking it. And that's what the moon and the Eight of Swords can kind of do. I really want to show you the Four of Cups just so you can see what I'm talking about. Four of Cups, where are you? Watch it be the last card. I'm gonna the second to last. That's hilarious. Here you go. I wonder if, because this imagery is the same, I always think about the Ace of Cups when I pull the Four of Cups. But I wonder if the divine is handing you can see that hand, is handing you a cup, but look at you. You're not looking at it. You have your arms folded, not in a position of receiving. And also, if your hands are folded, you're also not in a position of giving, right? So I wonder if you're giving this Four of Cups energy just because you have essentially tied and bounded yourself. You have tied and bounded yourself with these fears, I'm going to keep on saying perceived fears. Not saying that they're not real, not saying that they're not justified, but more so saying that if you took that step out, that Ace of Cups, you would realize that your fears disintegrate in the light of the moon. The moon can also highlight the unconscious more so than the conscious. I want you to take this cup. I want you to take this cup real bad. This new emotional beginning. It's so much better than being bounded and tied by your own fears, your own illusions. No cards are jumping out to, no. So as I said that, no cards are jumping out. One card jumped out, but we're not taking it because it fell face forward. But guess what? We are gonna look at it. Page of Cups. We probably should have took it, but we're not. Okay, because guess what? King of Cups. Let's finish this shuffle. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So you do end up taking the Ace of Cups, and you skip all of the nonsense in the cups, and you come out victorious in the court, the top of the court, King of Cups. Hold on, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's go through the rest of the journey. Remember the end, this last row is the journey. So you do go on a journey that is either a creative process, one that deals with your passions, one that deals with your desires. I think these two cups, or why did I say two cups? These two cups are kind of mirroring the 10 of Wands. Keep on going. Girl, stand up, get out. Put your head down, get into therapy, get around some good people that can give you good, solid advice. If you're not looking for advice, people that can lend a listening ear. Keep your head down and keep on moving forward. Get yourself out of this. Stand up, take off the ropes, take off the blindfold. You'll also, the reason why I keep on saying perceived fears is because this card looks scary, right? She's surrounded by swords, but are the swords pointed at her? No. Are the swords cutting her? No. The swords are just surrounding her. She's almost built a jail for herself. A self-inflicted jail. Get up and keep on moving forward. Get your head down in those wands. Get your head down in a creative process. Get to the journaling. Get back to your art. I don't know why I said that, but get back to your art. Get into therapy. Surround yourself with people that are good. Chicken noodle soup for the soul. Do you remember those books? I remember those books. Those were really good ones. Ahead of their time, really. This journey, then once you get your head straight, once you get out of this paralysis that has been self-inflicted, you then come to a tower moment. Some type of internal and or external change. This is not a scary card. This is inevitable. When we go through journeys like this, a change has to come. You get out of the illusion. You move from the moon to the sun, where things are illuminated, where you're filled with joy. But you have to do the work. There's no way that you can do it without doing the work. You go from the 8 to the 10. And then you get to the King of Cups, baby. You have essentially skipped out on the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen of Cups. And you went straight from the Ace straight to the King. Look at that. Look at the King. I want you to look carefully at the King. The King is a master of his, her, they, them's emotions. They're sitting in these turbulent waters, but guess what? They're sitting on a concrete or a stone throne in the middle of these turbulent waters. This signifies that this person does not let the storm get inside. They make sure, and as I see the storm, the clouds are rolling in. The clouds are rolling in, and I can hear the thunder rumbling. But this particular person does not allow the storm to get in and sink the boat. It doesn't allow the turbulent waters to get into the boat. They stay sturdy, they stay strong, they have emotional maturity, they have emotional wellness practices that keep them out of the Eight of Swords energy. Is there anything? Whoa, 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 whoa. I was gonna say, is there anything left to say? Clearly, there's a lot to say. None of them came up, but we are gonna look at them. Star, Two of Cups, King of Pentacles, a little sadness and grief with the Five of Cups, Strength, Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. You have the Queen and the Queen of Pentacles. Let's kind of fix this back up. That was intense. Like, what? That's never happened before. Let's shuffle again. See if we can get a card for this middle position right here. Kind of the summary of it all. Here goes the light. That's a bright light. Woo. Very bright. The cards aren't saying anything else. I don't know if I'll draw a card after this, more so than just split the deck and just see what is on top. Ten of Pentacles, lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, I think this reading is complete. You have yourself in a position where you are really, really fearful of things that have not happened yet. The energy is supporting this because of the moon bringing that illusionary factor to it, that dim light. You're not being able to see clearly, but you're being offered an Ace of Cups, an emotional a cup of emotional well-being, a new emotional start. This could look like many things. Man, that storm is really rumbling outside, but we're not going to let the storm get in. Keep your head down. Complete the journey. Go to therapy. Get a community, the right community. From there, you'll see a change. And that change is that you become this emotionally well person that is in control of their thoughts. I really do want to pull one more card. Is there anything left to say? If it doesn't pop, we'll do the same. Okay, yeah, balance. Hanged Man. So it's asking you to balance, certainly not balance this. This is not balanced. But it's asking you to balance the Two of Pentacles. What is it asking you to balance? Oh, we did get the Hanged Man. I think it's asking you to hang in the balance. Isn't that beautiful? The Hanged Man is upside down, yet even being upside down, he has this circle of enlightenment around him. And that's because he found a new perspective. He is hanged upside down. He's not going anywhere, but he has been able to find a new perspective. I beg of thee, please find a new perspective to get you out of this Eight of Swords energy. The new perspective could be moving from the moon to the sun. The new perspective could be asking you to finally take this. I keep on going to therapy. I think it might be therapy, girl. guy, they, them. I think it might be this new emotional cup. Through that, you're gonna find balance. Through that stillness, you find a new perspective, and that is where you're going to be hanging in the balance. Sometimes coming from this type of energy, we find ourselves in a particular type of void, and that's fine, but eventually we have to go somewhere. We have to start anew, and this is what the Ace of Cups is asking you to do. In that void, in that hanged man position, you find a particular balance. I kind of want to ask what the balance is. That wanted to pop, but it didn't. Yep, Queen of Swords. Asking for help. I think that's the balance. Do you do everything by yourself? Are you the person that everybody comes to? I think with keeping your head down, going to therapy is asking for that help, asking for that charity. You going to your friends and saying, hey, these are some of the things that I'm thinking. Can you help me work through this? That might be outside of your little comfort zone, but in order to get out of this, you're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone. You literally can't stay here. This is not healthy for you to stay here. So you might have to do a couple of things. You might have to do a couple of things that are outside your norm in order to get out of this. Yep, this wanted to flip, it didn't, but Three of Cups, definitely community. You can even see in the Five of Pentacles that they're not traveling alone. Even though they are destitute, that, they're in a really bad position, they're still not traveling alone. And sometimes traveling alone takes so much out of you. It takes so much of your mental reserves and resources. We don't go through this life. We can't go through this life by ourselves. So I think it's definitely learning to balance that alone time with community time. I think that stability, security, you find stability and security in this balance of you and your emotional wellness, and seeking out resources, and those resources might be people to help you get through this particular time. So practical advice, get in community, find definitely full judgment. This is asking you to awaken to a higher call, and then you start a new journey once you answer that judgment call. I think you are so used to doing things by yourself that maybe even asking for help is like a really difficult thing for you to do. But I would challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Challenge your community. Tell your community what's going on, and I think you would be surprised the ways in which they show up for you. But come on, we gotta get out of this. We gotta get out of this particular energy. We can't stay stuck there because we're afraid to ask for help. Remember, this is your new journey. Once you answer the call of the Ace of Cups, you continue the head down, going through the process, getting creative in the ways that you challenge these thoughts, whether that's through CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, DBT, dialectal, whether that's strength-based training. You go through a tower moment, you go through a change. I think this change is highly internal. You then come to a point where you have emotional mastery. But you have to answer the call. You have to awaken yourself and align to a higher timeline, elevate to your highest self, because this is not your highest self. And I think both of us know that. And then it leads you into a new journey. And I can't wait to see what that journey is. If this is you, I would highly suggest seeking out professional help and seeking out the help in your community. You are not your only resource. You are not your only resource. You have things around you and available to you in order to get out of this energy. Overall, hopeful. Overall, awakening. Overall, getting out of illusion. And I think it was a good reading. I hope it resonates. Tell me in the comments if it did. And I will see you next time.